Jim Clouk, aka Checker Pro Joe, here on the Checker Pro Radio Show with Cool Hand Luke from Cool Hand Electric. Hello, Luke. How you doing?
Doing great.
It's great to have you here. We're going to talk safety now, but actually, almost every time we talk with you, it is about safety because a lot of people are really concerned about electricity, as they should, because it can be a shocking experience, right?
Yep.
If it doesn't kill you and you get shocked, it'll hurt. Like
Feel good.
someone punched you in the arm, right? If you get your fingers in the wrong spot. So questions come in about tamper-resistant outlets, which is interesting. A lot of people don't know these are available and what they're used for. When should someone use a tamper-resistant outlet?
So nowadays, everything in the house is supposed to be tamper resistant.
Oh, is it? It's a code.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's a code now. They're so much safer. There's multiple reasons we can go into that, but they're much safer outlet. So, and even if it's not houses, is that all of them, but like your daycares, if there's kids around, those are supposed to be as well. So, but it's not just to protect from kids. There's other benefits as well.
Can you explain what one is? And before you do, I'm going to set this up. For years, the traditional outlet really hasn't changed much. There's usually like 3 slots. One of them is for the ground, okay? But you don't necessarily need a 3-prong plug, but you need a grounded one. Now, so, and they almost all look the same and function the same. There are some different ones that you might want to use in different applications, like in a workshop or something where, hey, this doesn't fit in, yeah, because it's a different plug or a different outlet. But when it comes to most, for literally for decades, they've pretty much all been the same, and you just plug it in. When I was younger, raising kids to protect our children, they suggested these plastic inserts that you would put inside the 2 slots, if you will, so things couldn't go in there. We're not talking that. We're talking a totally different outlet.
Yes. So I actually wrote a little blog post about that. There was some studies show that, I don't know if you're aware, but those little child-safe little plastic things you're talking about, those actually cause more of a hazard because kids will pull them out and choke on them, the same kids that are going around there. So it kind of causes a choking hazard. And so I think it was 80% of the kids, and I think it was under 4. There's some, I can link to it if you'd like, but basically the kids were able to, 80% of them were able to pull that out. And then, kids will chew on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that caused another issue. But the main thing is, like, this is a GFI that's also tamper resistant. Most of them they'll have, I don't know if you can see on the plastic there, but my little screen is doing it, but it'll show TR on it, tamper resistant. And what it does is you kind of have to push it in, wiggle left or right a little bit to plug in. And it's making sure that you're one to actually plug something in. And both of the connections have to be engaged. Yeah. If you're just pushing in one, like a kid trying to stick something inside of it, paperclip like I did, you've mentioned other things as well. If you're just trying to stick one prong inside there, the shutters won't allow it. And it's got a little shutter in there, and both sides have to be pushed in for it to release and allow it to get power. And so they just found that it not only does it protect kids from getting shocked, but it also holds the outlet, or what's plugged into the outlet. It holds that connection much better because it's kind of a little bit of a spring in there to hold it in place. Some of the downsides, if there's older folks that aren't quite as strong or not used to it, it's not as loose. And so they might get, when we'll install those, we kind of show how to plug it in, because you do have to not push really hard, but just a little bit of left or right wiggle and it goes right in. Yeah. So it has to feel like it's like you're trying to plug in both prongs to be able to get connection. That's a little bit of a downside. It's kind of an inconvenience to relearn how to plug something in. But once people got used to plugging it in, they loved how it actually holds in place, keeps a good connection. And like I said, now in houses, all outlets have to be that way.
My home is about 27, 28 years old. And most of the outlets in the home are the older ones, like I had mentioned, kind of a traditional one. But we have replaced some outlets, and they are that tamper resistant one. And I'm like, this is a challenge for this old dog with the new trick. And it's a little frustrating. I'm like, why won't this go in? And then all of a sudden, boom, it goes in. And I'm like, okay, good. I figured out the puzzle today. So if I were building a new home today, the electrician would be putting this in.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes folks will have, there used to be, if they had aluminum wiring, there used to be an outlet that was rated for that. We call them colars, um, copper aluminum outlet. And those ones, it was rated for the aluminum connection. So you would need new outlets that were rated for aluminum connection, and we put those Kolar outlets in. But since that code, there's no Kolar outlets that are also tamper resistant. So now we make connections with a aluminum rated connection and then a copper line going out, a stinger, if you will, to or pigtail to the actual tamper resistant outlet. So the tamper resistant, it's the way to go now. And it really does hold what you've got plugged in. It holds it in place much better. And so there's not a lot of pulling out. There's not a lot of loose connections there and arcing. So it's better. But if you have kids or grandkids around the house, that's a no brainer. That's something you don't really have to worry about.
Over time, these little adjustments make us safer and safer and safer. Is it more expensive to install this outlet than the previous ones?
Nah, it's not at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good news because often,
probably when it was new, maybe, but now it's no real price difference at all. And the labor's the same. So it's might as well have a good upgraded one. And they make them, they make them where the connections, they don't get water inside of them as well. Now they have weather resistant ones. They have a lot of good options, but it doesn't cost any more for those, and it's a better connection. So
all good news. Cool Hand Luke from Cool Hand Electric, always bringing new information to help listeners, the homeowner, understand more about their electrical system. And as I always say, don't do this yourself at home. Call Luke and his team. They are qualified, trained technicians. They're insured. They're licensed. They've done this many, many times. They're the experts. You're going to save yourself time, money, and possibly your health.
And your kids and your grandkids' health too.
Exactly. Once again, Luke, thank you so much for joining me today on the program.
Absolutely. See you.